Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first episode of Nintendofan News. Title pending. Hope all of you are doing well. So, we're going to be talking. It's only going to be me on today's episode. I'm hoping to have guests on in the future, but for right now, it's just going to be me. So we're going to have nice background music, hopefully, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. If anything needs adjustments, please let me know. Also, if you have any questions, we'll do a Q&A at the end, because I always think that's a good thing to do. People always ask me, like, oh, how did you start streaming? Where's your name come from? All this sort of stuff. So if there's anything that you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts on, I thought today would be a good opportunity for that. But our main topics today, I have my little spreadsheet here on my phone. So they'll include Pokemon Lego, the release of Xenoblade Chronicles X. Played some of that yesterday. I will probably be playing some more of that today. If you're interested in seeing gameplay, make sure you join the Discord. And that goes for like the side quests and the everything like that. Not the main story. The main story will be streamed. We'll also be covering my Switch 2 hype levels and anything that has gotten me hopefully excited about the upcoming Direct on April 2nd. And then I was working on a video for YouTube, but I figured rather than make a video about it, who knows if there'll be views, I'll just do it live and on camera. And sometimes, there'll be things like more things like rate your favorite Mario games and all this other stuff that I'm hoping to do. But this one is the top 10 2025 video games coming out this year, and I made the list back in 2024, so it may be out of date, but thought we would have a look at that anyways. And then Nobuo Uematsu, the legendary composer of the Final Fantasy series, he turned 66 the other day. So yeah, those are going to be our topics for today. I don't think we'll talk about anything else, but if something else does come up, I try and be as brief and concise as possible for all of you watching, so if there is anything that you would like to know, or hear, or anything like that, feel free to also send suggestions my way, as far as topics are concerned. And yeah, hopefully I'll do it in either that episode or an upcoming episode. I got my Bitch Brigade shirt on. Went to go see them in November. Was a wonderful concert. Alright. So, I'm going to swap to my other screen. Give me a minute here. Whoa! Look at that! We're on my other screen. Alright. So our first one is Pokemon Lego. Now, most of these are fan-made. Or, not even like, these are Mega Blocks. Legos tend to be on the more expensive side. They had that whole Mario Kart kit. But, the other day, Pokemon Company put out a teaser. So here it is. Here's the teaser for all of you. Yeah, so that's about it. It doesn't show much, but as you can see, it's Pikachu's tail and some lightning bolt sound effects. I'll be trying to mute all the audio so I don't get copyright strike for any of these videos, because that means I have to trim up that segment or replace the audio, and that's a little difficult to handle. But LEGO has put out some other stuff, like the Super Mario 64 question block, the NES edition. Yeah. So I'm not sure how much these are going to cost, but if they are like the Mario sets that we've been having, those are a little on the pricey side. Now, what do I expect? I'm expecting probably a Pikachu for sure. Maybe Pokeballs. I mean, Pikachu is their mascot, right? But I know that the Pokemon Company has also taken to love Eevee a lot, and so I wouldn't be surprised if Eevee's also part of this in some regard. And there's a lot of Pokemon to choose from. I think there's over like 1,000 of them right now. Let's see, how many Pokemon are there? Okay, so there's 1,164 Pokemon in total. And you know, if they also do mega forms and other like sets, yeah, they could make a lot of money on this. Will I pick any up? Maybe. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was kind of big news for this week. We'll have to wait and see. The sets aren't coming out till 2026, I believe, so we have a little bit of time to wait before we get full details on this. But yeah, that is the Pokemon Lego. Hype levels for this, I don't know. I love Lego for sure. I love building. I like making all the kits and everything. Pokemon isn't my favorite franchise. I also don't have most of the Mario sets. I have the NES one. I have the Mario 64 question block one. But I don't have like the I guess the Mario set or the Luigi set or anything like that. Not to say that I wasn't interested in those, but I like the full-blown kits that they make, like having over 400 pieces or whatever it is. Just take your time, build something nice, and then you can display it. I guess 2026 might be a big year for Pokemon. Maybe the next mainline title will be out by then, but we'll have to wait and see. Pokemon Legends ZA comes out this year, and we've seen gameplay about that. But Pokemon always likes to do something each and every year, so maybe this is what they're doing for 2026. Who knows? We will find out. Now, I'm going to jump over here. It was Nobuo Matsu's birthday yesterday, and he turned 66 years old, and he's worked on everything from Final Fantasy VI to Final Fantasy IX, Chrono Trigger, even some non-Final Fantasy games like Rad Racer and Away Shuffle Dungeon. But yeah, he's quite legendary, and I think he's composed some very iconic themes like the One-Winged Angel and Xanarkand. Yeah. So hopefully he'll keep putting out music, and I think hearing more of his work will always be welcome. He did do a few tracks for Rebirth, but as far as I know, that was kind of his last big work, and he's mentioned stepping down, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that's that. Next, I guess I'll go over my top 10 games that I'm looking forward to, and number 10 is probably, I don't know if these are in any order. I made the list, and I was gonna put out the video, arrange the list, and all that. So these aren't gonna be ordered because I did not have time for that. But we'll start with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Just gonna play the trailer or gameplay for you guys while I'm talking through this. So I got to play the full beta of this game. I think this came out, I'm trying to remember. January, I think? Or was it February? Either way. It was the closed test. And it's nice. It's a great game. I really enjoy it. But I'm excited to see... It was a very small sampling. And the only mode that they had for us to play was the online mode and a few courses. It wasn't the full game, but we did get to I did get to try customization options and all of this. And it is very cool how the track transforms, I guess, around you while you are playing. Because you go from one racetrack to another, and then back again. But I'm waiting to see what other Sega franchises will be included in this game. And yeah, I think my favorite Sonic racing game is probably Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. I got to play that on the Wii U back in the day. And another kart racer is always great to stand up or live alongside Mario Kart. Now, this list was made back in 2024, so I did not know how much we knew about Sonic Racing Transformed, and my hype has died down a little for this game. But ultimately, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It takes a while to get the hang of steering and controlling vehicles and whatever. But it is quite cool and an interesting concept, and I like how you can transform between the cars and the boat mode. And there's flying segments as well. So it's nice that they're bringing aspects of Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed into this game, but we'll have to see how the reviews stand up. I think it will be better than Sonic and Sega. No, Sonic. What was it? Team Sonic Racing. That's what it was called. And yeah, I mean it's definitely more of a real racer than that game. In my opinion, at least. It's not always clear what the items do, but like for any game, you kind of get a hang on what exactly the items do, and it doesn't usually take very long. So yeah, that's one of the games. Alright. Our next game that I'm looking forward to is Stage Fright. Hold on. Where is the trailer? Here we are. So this was shown off at I'm not sure why that's there. Hold on. Alright. Can I refresh this? Maybe. Yeah, here. Yeah, it's from the creators of Overcooked, and as we all know, Overcooked is a critically acclaimed game. We got to see a little bit of gameplay of this game, but it's not a full-blown trailer, I suppose. It's more like a teaser. But from what I saw, it's more co-op fun, and it's really piqued my interest. I'm gonna be interested to see what they do with this. Maybe this will be another game that Alex and I play through. And if not, then I'll find some other co-op people to play with. But you know, having co-op games is always fun. A nice treat, change the pace, and it helps people connect on a wide variety of levels. You kind of know what people are going to be talking, like you kind of experience their emotions when they are playing, and yeah, so co-op adventures are always fun. And this one looks more like more like a typical, like, platformer, I suppose. It'll be interesting to see, like, they show off the two sides, right? So it'll be interesting to see, like, do you play through the levels at the same time, like they show off there, or you know, do they also, like, how frantic is this game? Overcooked was very frantic, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I like the character designs, the enemies, the protags themselves, and yeah, I'm kind of excited for this one. I think that's all I can say about this. I mean, I didn't have the chance to play it yet, but this is definitely one of the games that I'm looking forward to playing this year. Alright. We have Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, which was also shown off at the Game Awards. This one may contain some violence. So yeah, it's a space game. You play as this person. It's made by Naughty Dog, which is already a nice feather in their cap. People are accusing this game of being woke, but I'm kind of excited for it. We'll have to wait and see, like, what exactly it looks like. I mean, this is I think that was, yeah, that's not the game. But yeah, The Last of Us remastered. That's not on my list though. This game, I'm not sure how violent it's gonna be, but I like the aesthetic of it. I like the kind of, I suppose you could call it, like, it feels kind of retro. Like, but it's a new game, so it feels kind of weird. It might be more of a shooter type than what I'm hoping, but I do like space games quite a bit. Loved the whole Mass Effect trilogy. Andromeda didn't quite do it for me, but if this one gets good reviews, I'll probably check it out. I'm more hyped for this game than I probably could be, just because of how little was shown. But I'm kind of curious to see what exactly this game's all about. Yeah, I don't know. It looks almost like a female version of No More Heroes in a way, but at the same time, like in space, so we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully more news is coming fairly soon, but we'll just have to wait. Alright, next, Split Fiction. At the time of making this list, Split Fiction wasn't out yet. It's been out for a few weeks already. I did have the chance to play through the demo. The demo was a lot of fun. And I'm just gonna see if I can find a trailer, because yeah, this won't work. So you play as two authors. One makes fantasy novels and the other makes sci-fi novels. You play through their different stories, and of course it's a co-op adventure. Hazelight loves to make co-op adventures. And yeah, you got varying mechanics based on each level that you play. But yeah, the scenery is quite breathtaking, and it's quite inventive. At least the demo was. I'm looking forward to playing through the full game, hopefully soon. But it's quite an interesting game, and I'm looking forward to experiencing the full adventure. And it's nice because only one of you needs to buy the game. The whole Friends Pass thing, for this one in particular, is very nice because it is also cross-platform. So there's really no excuse not to play it and not enjoy the game. And again, you got all these different play styles and mechanics and everything. I'm looking forward to playing it quite a bit, and I can't wait to see how big and crazy some of these levels become. It Takes Two was fantastic. Definitely, I would probably say in my top 10 of the video games that are co-op, that would be in my top 10, I think. Like, so many different set pieces, and this game also features some callbacks to prior Haze-like games. Yeah. I'm excited to play through this one. But I'd like to know what all of you think. Next, we have Okami 2 sequel. I still have yet to beat all of Okami 1. However, it is a graphically masterful piece. Holds up very well in today's day and age. And for them to put out a sequel, I'm very, very excited to see where this goes and like what's the story gonna be? Or what are the new gameplay mechanics? In the original, like you were using your Wii remote as a brush. I'm playing on Switch, so it's not always the most accurate for the motion controls, but see, like even this trailer, and to have what's his name? Platinum Games guy. I remember. Yeah, Hideki Kamiya. There we are. Thank you, trailer. Having him involved and him being, making the Bayonetta series, I think this one should be one to watch out for sure. And maybe at some point I'll go ahead and finish up Okami HD. It's just that there are so many games for me to play and experience and enjoy that really I just haven't had the time. But that shouldn't stop me from playing through the original because it is a masterpiece. Yeah, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see what this game, the second one, or it's the third if you count Okami Den. Yeah, I don't know. Looks fun. We didn't see any gameplay at all, but hopefully gameplay matches the expectations that are there. Next, we have Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Let's see. This one, I think. Yeah, that's a nice one. So this is their latest trailer. And, for those of you who don't know, I'm currently playing through the Metal Gear Solid series. Or I guess Metal Gear series. And I'm really enjoying my time with it. This one is a remake, a remaster maybe, of the third game, being Snake Eater, and I guess that would be third core entry. Fifth, I guess, if you count the non-solid games. And to see the graphics looking so nice and everything, it's a quite iconic game originally, so Konami has a lot of high expectations around this one. But I'm hoping that it'll live up to the hope that I have surrounding it. And yeah, I'm honestly looking quite forward to playing this when it comes out. Haven't pre-ordered it yet, but I don't even know if my local store takes pre-orders, but I'll have to ask them next time I'm over there. And there it is, the release date of August 28th. So we have a while to wait yet, being we're only in the 3rd month. And as you can see, Ape Escape and possibly other callbacks will be in the game, so that's also fun. PlayStation doesn't usually put out too many games that I'm necessarily interested in, but it is fun to see like what exactly they put out. Because for the longest time I played only Nintendo titles. Well, games that were put on Nintendo consoles, and I also stayed away from mature-rated titles. So to see, I guess, such a beloved game get a fresh coat of paint, that's very exciting, and I honestly can't wait to play it. Alright. We're gonna skip Shantae for now. Death Stranding 2. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid. We will watch this one. So, I am currently playing through... I don't know. I'm currently taking a break from the first one. But... Death Stranding 1 was very much a walking simulator. And delivering packages and all of that. Now, there were a lot of people out there who didn't like that aspect and thought it was not the best gameplay decision. I kind of liked it. It provided some sort of puzzle elements, I guess, because you had to also learn how to traverse the environment. I wasn't the biggest fan of... Hold on. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't an ad for the music. We got about 20 minutes till there might be an ad. I'll try and mute it or skip it if that happens. So yeah, Hideo Kojima, he makes some very interesting titles. And Death Stranding 2 looks like it's gonna be more of the same, but bigger, like a bigger world, probably a bigger story as well. And I'm not sure exactly what the story will be since I have not finished the first one. But we can kind of guess. We can kind of guess what the story is going to be about. And it looks to be like the anti-robot society. So humanity taking on robots, I think, would be a good guess. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing through this one. It also has some Metal Gear Solid references, so that's kind of cool. I don't do good with body horror, and there was a little bit of that in the very first trailer. Made me a little nauseous, but I think I'll be able to suffer through that and enjoy this beautifully looking game. You can see just how detailed it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna have some water. And 136,000 likes on this video. So I think the hype surrounding this game is pretty good. And it's cool to like see some actors and actresses that you know from other works being in this game. Hopefully something bad doesn't happen to Fragile, but we'll have to wait and see. She's a very cool character, and I liked her in 1. But yeah. That's another one I'm looking forward to. Now we can go on to Shantae Advance. I've always been a huge fan of Way Forward. We can watch this one. I did place the pre-order on this one when it first was announced and made available on limited run games. They are making a Switch version as well, but I am getting the Game Boy Advance version, the fully fledged game. It's been a long time since there's been a new Game Boy Advance game, so that's one of the reasons why I decided to pick it up. It looks very similar to any Shantae game that you and I may have experienced in the past. Platformer, Metroidvania-ish, cute characters. I think Roddy Tops is probably my favorite character. But yeah, I'd like to play through more Shantae games on stream, but unfortunately they just keep putting games out, and maybe next year I'll do like a Shantae marathon. So yes, they were working on this game way back in the heyday of the Game Boy Advance, and for whatever reason they decided to pick it up and work on it fairly recently. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of gameplay mechanics they add, or why it possibly took them like so long to make this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not sure when exactly my copy will be coming into the mail, into my mailbox, but I'm patient when I need to be, and yeah, I think this game is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, if you're counting, we only have 2 left. Pokemon Legends ZA. Pokemon Legends ZA was more officially announced, and since then my hype level has diminished a little bit. However, I really enjoyed Legends Arceus. I always get confused on how to say Pokemon names sometimes. And because of the limited scope, it only happens in one city. I was hoping it would be a little bit bigger than just that. And maybe it will be. But from everything we've seen, it looks like it takes place only in Lumio City. That being said, I think it will be a better running game than Pokemon Sword and Shield. No, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. Those games didn't exactly run the best on Switch, and so I think the Pokemon Company is doing what they can to mitigate that. And so they're using other buildings to block and like section off areas. So it still looks nice, but you know they're making use of the power of the Switch, basically. Not trying to aim more than what they can handle. I also like the real-time battle mechanics that we got to see. I think that's pretty exciting. It's basically the Pokemon anime, but in a video game form, so yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. Again, I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, not the hugest fan, but I like when Pokemon tries new things, and I like when they make decent games as well. You know, sometimes they've had a rocky history a little bit, kind of like the Sonic series. But it's a beloved series for a reason. You know, it's not going to be Pokemon Colosseum 3, unfortunately. I would love that. But I am excited to see what exactly you're able to do in Lumio City and what kind of Pokemon we'll be able to capture and what the story's like. Because even though Pokemon Legends Arceus was more Monster Hunter, it did have a very interesting an interesting story. It's also interesting to know, like, what is that all about with the Rotom Phone? We probably will not find out until much later into the well, I guess closer to the release of this game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And finally, the last one that I'm looking forward to is Metroid Prime 4. So, if anyone missed my live reaction, I basically freaked the hell out when this was initially launched and revealed at E3 way back in the day. And yeah, I lost my shit. I was so excited. Now, I'm less excited than that. However, I am a huge Metroid fan, and seeing Prime 4 make it over to Switch and hopefully Switch 2, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play through. We don't really know that many details about this game either. We know space pirates are involved. We know that Silex is involved. We see some gameplay mechanics, but we don't really understand the scope of the story or what makes this new and unique when compared to Metroid Primes 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this. Hopefully we won't have to wait too long. If it is indeed a Switch 2 launch title, which many are speculating, hopefully it'll be May or June by the time we get to play it, so that'll give me a little bit of time to play through Xenoblade Chronicles X, and the Metroid series. Not the Metroid series, the Metal Gear Solid series. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Metroid Prime 4 when it comes out. I'm thinking we'll probably see more about this game at the April 2nd Switch 2 event. So get ready for a deep dive analysis on whatever is offered when that happens. I mean, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I'm thinking it'll look even better on Switch too. And Metroid Prime Remastered, the one on Switch already, it already looks so good. So, to see Prime 4 looking this good already, I can't even imagine how good it'll look on Switch too. Yeah, so those were my top 10 video games that I'm looking forward to for 2025. Honorable mention, quickly before we move on, is the new Mario Kart. That was unveiled into 2025, and I made this list back in 2024, so unfortunately it didn't make the cut. But I'm looking forward to that one as well. Alright. So, that's that. It'll be interesting to see also if time travel plays a mechanic in this game, or, you know, maybe we'll get some more open areas like this one. Yeah. And hopefully a concrete release day soon. Alright. What next was on my schedule of things to talk about? Okay, did that... Oh. We have to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles X. That's next. So, this game, not the Wii U version, but this one, came out 2 days ago. So far, reviews seem fairly positive. Let me just change my scene for a little bit. This one. Oh, and I gotta keep an eye on the music. We're almost done. So yeah, this game. Reviews seem fairly positive. Looks like everyone has been enjoying this game a lot. And I got to play through the first 2 chapters. I guess prologue and chapter 1. I believe I'm starting chapter 2. I got to do that yesterday. And as someone who has completed the original game, it's quite a lot of fun. It's basically the Wii U version, except with an added 13th chapter. You know, you get to pilot Skells, which are these giant mech robots. You get to go explore a huge, one of the best, in my opinion, open worlds. And I haven't had the opportunity to check out the online mode quite yet. I kept getting disconnected on the Wii U, so we'll have to see how well the online mode works for this one. This version. But yeah, I don't know. The graphics look very good. The there were a few frame drops here and there when I did play through the game yesterday. But yeah, I don't know. The character models look good. The environments look great. I mean, yeah. I don't think there really is a reason to own a Wii U, except for maybe one or two titles. We have Nintendo Land still stuck over there, as well as The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, as well as The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. I think those are like possibly some of the only reasons to own a Wii U still. Otherwise, everything else has been ported, like Mario Kart, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Sharp FE, and other most memorable titles. So yeah, it's good to see that this game is doing well. I'm just going to swap back for a minute. Let's see what the Metacritic is at. Yeah, it's sitting at an 88, so not too bad. The users have given it a 9. 100% positive reviews of the critics, and even the user scores are pretty good. Lots of 10s, lots of high 90s, low 90s. Player 2 gave it 100. Silicon Era 90. Where is my favorite? Nintendo Life 100. Yeah. And, you know, Monolith Soft always does such a great job. I'm hoping that it won't be too long before we see what they've been working on, probably for Switch 2. Washington Post. What if Halo was a Japanese role-playing adventure written by the guy whose pitch for Final Fantasy VII was rejected because it was deemed too dark and complicated? That is a very nice summation of what the game is. But it's a massive game. There's a lot of systems, and you know, the map was very... It's almost like a system in and of itself is the map feature, because you're putting these giant spikes into the ground, and you know, that helps you get money, helps you... I think it might help you level up as well. Again, it's been a while since I played the Wii U version, but it's just tucked away in a menu now, and it looks pretty nice. The fast travel is there. Yeah. Alright. Oh, smokes, this music is so loud. Okay. What is it? Oh, it's Eterna Forest by Insane in the Rain. He makes good stuff. Right, back to Xenoblade. Yeah, Silicon Era, 90. feels like a stronger game on the Switch, and quality of life adjustments make it more enjoyable. Yeah. I'm itching to go back and play it some more. Might even do that this afternoon. We'll have to wait and see. But it's nice that everyone's getting to experience what I consider a huge, great game of the Wii U generation. I'm gonna lower the music volume a little bit. Right. Next, thought I'd talk about my Switch 2 hype levels. Alright. Nintendo Switch 2 rumored specs. I'm not a tech expert. Has this been updated? Published 2 hours ago. Perfect. So, yeah, we're basically getting an NVIDIA Tegra X1 for no, that was the first Switch. Sorry. But it also looks to be NVIDIA as well. But it's going to be a 8 nanometer apparently. So that makes it a little bit more powerful than the base 1 Switch. And apparently we're going to be looking at PS4, Xbox One levels of graphics. For someone who doesn't base their whole identity on the whole graphics power of a console, doesn't mean that much to me. However, is this music still too loud? Hold on. It's like jamming. No, I think it's fine. It just seems loud because I didn't turn it down on my end, so it just seems really loud. Should be better on this streaming end. Right. And we'll probably have DLSS and some form of upscaling. So yeah, it's kind of exciting. I've been kind of in a, not necessarily a slump, but my hype levels have been kind of low. Like, I'm super excited for the Switch 2, don't get me wrong. But I'm not like, I can't wait for April 2nd. Like, I have all these games to play. Life isn't on pause for me just because the Switch 2 isn't out yet. Like, I'm doing things, I'm experiencing life still. But I am excited for the April 2nd Direct because we'll probably get to see more games there. We only know about Mario Kart so far, and I mean, it looks great. And I'm a huge fan of the game, or the series. But, again, it's only Mario Kart. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what other things they announce. Maybe a new Zelda or a remake. Maybe we'll finally get to see the Ocarina of Time remaster everyone's talking about, or Twilight Princess HD, or Wind Waker HD. Maybe we'll get to see the 3D Mario game. And that's kind of where my hype level is at, because, you know, the leaks kind of ruined a lot of the surprise of the actual system itself. we knew about mouse controllers before going into the thing. We knew kind of what it would look like because we have a original Switch. But I'm looking forward to seeing and getting my hands on, hopefully, on one of these units. And I'll be going to PAX East this year. So if I get hands on time with the Switch too, yeah, I'll make sure to let all of you know what it feels like, how it plays. Yeah. We know that it's going to be an LED screen, but it's bigger than the Switch 1, so and the bezel is also going to be smaller, which is nice. So far, our most recent rumor suggests that it will have a refresh rate of 120 Hz. That is how many times the image on the screen refreshes per second. So that's basically 120 FPS, but it's not referring to the frames per second of the games. It's like if an image updates, how smooth is that update? It will output in HDR, which is something kind of cool and interesting. None of my devices, I believe, are HDR compliant right now. I have a 4K TV, but it doesn't have HDR or VRR. I don't think my monitor does either, even though it is an ultra-wide. So high dynamic range basically means you'll get blacker blacks and the colors will look nicer. And then variable refresh rate, that basically allows the refresh rate to be variable. And basically what that means is if a game is targeting 120 FPS, frames per second, then the refresh rate, the 120 Hz, will match that. I believe that's how that works. Again, I'm not super well versed into the whole technical side of things, the hardware side. I am a software programmer, which means I understand more about how software works. So some people are saying that it'll be OLED, some people are saying it'll be LCD. We will see. A few other things that I'll talk about the Switch 2 before giving my overall thoughts. It'll support Wi-Fi 6. Wi-Fi 6 basically allows for higher download and upload speeds. Again, the whole download side of things is probably what's more important to most of us. And it'll have a 60-watt charger. The original only had an 18-watt charger, so we'll have to see. That leak also points to there being a cooling fan within the dock, which means that there will be a little bit of a performance boost when it is connected to your TV. And yeah, people are fairly excited. People are thinking it's going to do well. I think it'll do well too. Yeah. But really, it's the games that matter the most. April 2nd should hopefully show us a lot. I'm more excited for April 2nd than honestly the base reveal trailer that we had so far. Especially since we don't know exactly what's coming to the device. We can probably make educated guesses here and there, but like Nintendo likes to stick to their tried and true formulas, their tried and true series, like Splatoon, like Animal Crossing, like Mario Kart, like 3D Mario, like Zelda. All of these things are probably going to have some sort of entry on Switch 2. But it'll be interesting to see what exactly the power of the device, what these new mouse controllers are going to offer, and what the system itself does for the games. I mean, we got to see a little bit of that with the Switch 1, but that was basically reusing, what was it? Wii U, either Wii or Wii U hardware, basically just in a upgraded fancy model. But this will be a big, it sounds like a big boost of power over what the Switch 1 has. And even, if I go back to Xenoblade Chronicles X, apparently there have been data files found that support a 60 FPS mode, which is not possible on the current Switch. So my theory is, we know that the Switch 2 is backwards compatible. And so if you plug the cartridge of Xenoblade Chronicles X into the Switch 2, my theory is that it'll recognize that somehow and give you that extra boost in power that you need to achieve that 60 FPS. And hopefully that'll get rid of any issues that I have currently with the game, like the frame drops and everything. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for the Switch 2. Alright. Let's see. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about today? That covers most of our discussion. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this first episode of the podcast. Hopefully it'll be more interesting as we go throughout the weeks. I'm gonna go back to my other display. Give me a minute. Whoops, not that one. Not the right one. I'm looking for... There it is. Oh. All right. So yeah, life's been pretty good over here. Few ups and downs, but you know, we're getting through things. Life's turning around and being pretty positive. Been working on some artwork. I need to practice my art skills. been thinking about possibly getting a little drawing tablet. I've just used my mouse and keyboard for now. But I know lots of the more serious people, they tend to use the drawing pad or even like a sketching tablet with a screen on it. And that might be nice. But those can be expensive. What else? It's beautiful Saturday here in Montreal.
La vie YouTube Music peut sentir ce que tu aimes dès que tu l'ouvres. Ooh.
I do try and catch those ads, but I don't have YouTube Premium, so makes things a little tricky. Hopefully I didn't allow many in. This is a good song. Aquatic Ambiance. Yeah, so we'll see how these podcasts do. I'm not expecting a lot, but I might also do some stuff like making art while I'm doing these, but I just basically want to go over the news, talk to you guys about what's been going on in my life, what my thoughts are on various topics, and yeah, maybe have a little bit of fun while we're at it. So there will probably not be a podcast every week, but I'm hoping for at least maybe once every 2 weeks or something like that. Yeah, so if you have any suggestions about the name or things to improve or questions that you'd like to ask, feel free to share those with me. You can do so in the Discord or just leaving a comment wherever, possibly on this video on the YouTube side. Twitch, I'm not sure how you're going to do that. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do today, was just a little podcast. And I think it went fairly well. I mean, I don't think we had too many viewers, but I wasn't kind of expecting for any, so you know. But I think I'm gonna call it there for this first episode of the Nintendo Fan News Podcast. Yeah, I guess we'll call it there. Thank you everyone for joining me. Our next podcast will probably be April 1st, April Fool's Day. And yeah, we'll probably be doing lots of discussions about Switch 2, and I'll probably be making a bingo card and other things like that. And then April 2nd is my 12-hour stream, so if you are interested in seeing me play some games rather than just talking, there will be some of that next week, as well as the following weeks. You know, my usual stuff, my usual content before I try to make a podcast. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining me. Hope all of you have an amazing day. Take care of yourself, take care of one another, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.